Hey, hey there, hey, hey, hey. Oh, oh, hey there. Can you feel it? The room is alive.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey, and hey. Welcome to another episode of MsGiGi On the mic, where we say what needs to be said so we can heal out loud, okay? We know that pressure causes purpose, and everybody can't go. And today we have a very special guest, okay? This is Dr. Kimberly Richardson-Redding. I'm going to call her Dr. Kim, okay? Because that's just what I'm doing. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. I interviewed her cousin a couple of weeks ago. Everybody loved him. That was Mr. Usher, Mr. Ernest Usher. And he said, you got to talk to my cousin because she's amazing and she's phenomenal. I was like, well, what she do? And let me tell you, he done ran down some stuff to me. So let me tell y'all about her. She has a PhD in psychology that specialized as an educational psychologist. She has an MPHIL, a Master of Philosophy in Psychology. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna get through this. She has a Master of Teaching specialized in elementary education, a BA in psychology. She certified teacher with over 20 years of education experience. She has worked over 20 years as a Christian counselor. She's the author of 4 books. She also owns her own publishing company. And I got so much stuff up here. And after all of that, well, not really after all of that, because before all of that, she's a mom of a college student. She says she's a friend. She's a twin, y'all. It's 2 of them running around here, okay? With all this going on, it's 2 of them running around here, okay? She's an auntie. She's a traveler of the world, but she says out of all of those gazillion things I just named, the best part of her life is being a child of God, okay? Now, I don't want y'all to take my word for it because I done ran out a lot of stuff that I had to read, but I'm going to let Dr. Kim introduce herself because ain't nobody talk about you like you. Okay, welcome, Dr. Kim. Go and tell the people who you be and what you be doing, okay?
Hi, but first I want to say thank you for having me on. Your spirit is amazing. And after I saw my cousin come on, like, I need to say something too, because I was reflecting. Yes, pretty much what you said is who I am. I'm a scholar for sure. I have my own business, of course, where I mentor, coach, counsel people from babies to adults in all walks of life. But yeah, so I think you did a great job of saying what I have and have accomplished to the most part. Yes.
Girl, you're doing a whole lot. I have it on paper, but I was like, okay, she's doing this, but still, if there was something I missed, or if there's something, well, we'll have a chance for you to elaborate on some of the things that you do, because I do want to talk about your publishing company. We're going to get into your books and all of the things, but right now we want to talk about Dr. Kim, the person, the woman, the one who life has been lifing, but here you are, and you are still standing amidst all the accolades, amidst all the certificates, all the degrees and personal accomplishments. We know that life can throw punches at you, but look at you, you're still standing and you're still smiling. So we want to know about that. So talk to us. Who is Dr. Kim away from all of those titles that I just mentioned?
Yeah, I think I'm a very humble person. My life hasn't always been the easiest. I grew up with a single mom. Thank God we had my grandmother and my grandfather. My grandfather was a minister. We grew up in the church. My father, he was in and out of the picture. He was a alcoholic, a drug abuser. Him and my mom divorced when we were 5. So my mom was a hardworking mom. She held down 3 jobs, at one time trying to make ends meet.
Oh,
And I grew up in the country, in the woods, and a lot of people I was like, you come from the country in the sticks, and you travel the world and you do this. And I think, no matter where you are, if you have a mindset of doing something, you can do it, regardless of where you come from, who you are, who your parents are, because your parents do not define you. That's my biggest thing. I think with my dad, like I say, he was on drugs for a long time, and I saw my mom work a lot, and I just knew I didn't want to work like she did. I wanted to work smarter and not harder. And of course, education, was one way to get that. And I remember having this book in high school where we wrote down our goals and stuff. And it's so crazy. In that book, I wanted a BMW, I wanted a brick house, I wanted to travel the world. And thank God he allowed me to do that, because faith is a big thing, and I just knew faith and he would provide, and he did. And one of my things is I was able to travel to United Arab Emirates, Dubai, and I taught for 7 years. Stepped out on faith.
oh.
I had no idea, this country. I was looking on Facebook, and another friend, she was over there like, how did she do that? And she told me how she did it. I applied at the time, me, my ex-husband, my husband at the time, and my child. I was like, I'm going. You're going? You coming? Because I'm going.
What
And
I'm doing, but I'm going.
yeah, so I'm going, and that was a faith. And that was my first time really realizing when you have faith, God will supply. And like, it was an amazing experience. It provided me to even do more, to purchase another house and more properties as well. I have property as well that I manage too. So I was able to do that on this journey. And I just want the women to know, your parents, your dad may not be in the picture. He may be, there may be some challenges with where you come from, but that doesn't mean that you have to be that same person if you have the goal to do so. And I guess I always been the person like, tell me no, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to find a yes. Because the only person can tell you is yes or no. And if they tell you no, then just go and try to do something else or change it up. Because sometimes no's are always not bad. You just need to know how to move a second route around.
I love
So yeah.
it. Oh, wow, that's good. And I love you moved in faith. And I think that when you move in faith, God always answers. He
Yes.
always answers because
Yes.
what Abraham do, and God accounted it to him as righteousness, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so talk to me. Tell me what makes you laugh. Because we still trying to get to know the woman behind all these. Because right now you got so many, you stacked up deep, and now you're telling me that you own properties. I told you I didn't get everything. So now we want to know what makes you laugh, what brings you joy.
Um, I, comedy. My child, seeing her grow up and how she moves in this world. And yeah, I love to laugh at things that are funny. I don't like to laugh at things that bring down people. But yeah, I guess, yeah, that what makes me laugh. Just comedy, a good comedy that's not,
Yeah,
too crazy. And so,
I
yeah.
get you. That uncut, that raw, that stuff they think funny that's not funny.
Or
Yeah,
especially when it's tearing somebody's family down, or,
right.
a person down in the wrong way, you
I
know?
got you. I got you. But we beyond the not who's there, but we just like I get you. The good, clean humor. I got
Right.
you. So talk to me. What does peace look like for you?
Oh, uh, being center. Um, like, there's a balance you have. I saw this one, and it always stuck with me, where you have your health, you have your spirituality, you have your work, And there's one more, but you have to be center, because when one is off, the other is off. So when, like, if your health is off, then of course your work is going to be off, your spirituality is going to be off because you don't feel good. So I always try to make myself center. I always try to make a positive out of everything. I don't try to look on the negative, and I try to keep myself away from negativity. People talk negative. I don't go around that, because I'm a positive person, and I always want to speak positive into others and into myself. So my peace comes with, of course, being grounded and going back to God, my centerpiece. And when something is off, I always try to recenter that so I can be in peace.
I love that.
I don't let that energy come my way. And if I see it come my way, I put
Say,
it in a
say
box. Yeah, I put it in a box and I act accordingly to that situation.
I love it. I love it. That's when boundaries come in.
Yes.
You got to
And
know. Mm-hmm.
yes. And I'm okay to say no. And it's okay to tell people no. Because sometime in life you have to put yourself first, you know? You have
Absolutely.
to, because our children are gonna grow up, they're gonna go do their things. Friends, you have to know your friends. You can't always let them like take, 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 take. You have to like, I'm always giving, 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 but what are you giving me? So you always have to reflect on who you are and who's at your table and what they're giving and what you're giving, and found balance in all of it.
I love that. And I'm glad that you mentioned friends, because my last question on this and this particular topic is, what would your closest friends say about you?
Oh, they would say, they say
Now
I'm none
remember, now they
nothing.
gonna watch this, and I hope they comment and say, "Well, she right." Da, 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 da. So you tell me, what would your closest friends say
They
about?
they they would say I'm not nonsense.
Uh-huh.
They my things with my friends is, you have 5 minutes to cry. We're
Okay.
gonna go there. After that 5 minutes, let's move forward. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes to vent. You got 5 minutes to cry. But in the end, so where are we going with this? We're not staying in this space. They would tell you, yeah, I'm like the red, and like sometimes one of my best friends over 20 something years, I may say something. When if something she may not like, she may give me a day, I may not hear from her because she got to take it in, but she's
Yeah,
gonna call
she got to process. She got to process. Oh, you that friend that people, you the friend that friends got to process when you talk.
sometimes. Yes.
I love it, but that means you love from a pure place, and you don't
Yes.
you don't you don't sugarcoat stuff. And I wish more people was like that, because a lot of times we have friends that are yes friends. That means
Yes.
they'll go along with everything you say and da 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 da. But if people got to take a minute to step away from you, then you one of them.
But then I do it with love. I always
But you
do it
do
with
it
love.
with love, and give them a piece of candy after the five. Only okay, y'all. You're only getting 5 minutes to cry, 5 minutes to vent. So you can take 2.5 to vent, and then you can cry for 2.5. She ain't giving you 10. Okay, I'm thinking 5 total.
That's with friends, but not with my counseling. So yeah.
I'm thinking your friends need to just go sit on your couch and just be
Then
quiet.
they get more than 5 minutes. They get more than 5 minutes.
Okay, good. Okay, so listen.
Mhm.
People see the doctorate, they see the books, they see the business, but they don't see what built the woman. Okay? So let's talk about, you already talked to us about your growing up and your father was an alcoholic, your mom, she worked 3 jobs. Come on, mama. Come on,
Yeah.
single mom. I was a single mom for a while, and then, I found myself in a divorce, and I'm back to being a single mom. My son, he's my baby, he is 19 now, he'll be 20. But I mean, I'm still, a single mom, and then having to raise him and, well, take back over as a single mom.
Mhm.
It's hard, but we do what we have to do. And your mom, 3 jobs to take care. Now, how many siblings did you have?
I have a twin brother.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then I have a stepsister, but
Okay.
she lived with her grandparents
Okay. So it was two of you that your mom had to pretty much fend
in the
for and
home.
take care of. Okay, at home. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes. But my mom was smart though. Yeah, she was smart in how she maneuvered those jobs, I have to say, because she worked in the school system with us. So she was a paraprofessional and she drove the school bus.
Okay.
And then she also worked in the floor department at Winn-Dixie back in the day. So when we played sports in school, she drove the bus. And then, back then they would give bus drivers free food when we went to the when we stopped to eat, because back then you could stop and eat with the kids
With the kids.
on their way from the game. So she didn't have to pay for just us, and she was going to go to the games anyway, and she got to get in free at the games. So
So
it
your
was
mama
free
was a
job, but
businesswoman.
she was intentionally about how she did it.
She was
Yeah.
a businesswoman.
Yes, and I think I got my work ethic from her because she got out every morning. She went to work on time, and
I love
that's how I moved too. And on time, going to work and like getting my PhD. I didn't get that till later on, like after my divorce. Um, so yeah, I would be up early on because our off day was Fridays and Saturday in the UAE. That's where I got my where I worked on my degree was in the UAE, and I was up early Friday, from Friday morning to 12 midnight, Friday, Saturday, and then I worked on my PhD every afternoon after work from 3 until 12 midnight, And my daughter, she still was able to go do ballet and piano. I take my computer, and while she's sitting there, I was on the computer doing the work to get that PhD because that was something I always wanted to do. That was part of my go-to is to be Dr. Somebody. I thought it was going to be like a medical doctor,
It's
but
okay.
yeah,
You're gonna be
but
Dr.
yeah,
Somebody, and you made it come true. Okay, listen to. I love that, and because one of my questions was, what did your mother's strength teach you? And I'm hearing that it taught you. Well, you said it taught you your work ethic. I'm thinking it taught you resilience. It taught you to be a go getter and to make the system work. Because I'm still thinking your mama worked that thing, girl.
yeah, yeah, and even my mom divorced, but she also taught me don't whatever the situation is, you don't have to stay in that situation.
Come on.
You do what you need to do, and you make it work for you and your family. I mean, yes, she probably could have stayed with my dad when he was, on drugs and that, and some of the fighting that was going on in the house too.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to raise her children around that, and I so appreciate that. And like I don't want my child to be around. Well, as growing up, the drugs out of that, So that taught me too not to be around those people if I don't have to be.
Uh,
And women, we don't have to be around that. I mean, sometimes I know people in different situations for different things, but there's help out there if you just go and seek the help to help you get out of those situations.
I love that. I love that. And speaking about the violence, when you said you didn't want your 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 mom didn't want you to see it, and then you didn't want your children to see like violence in the home. What impact witnessing family violence? What impact, if any, which I'm sure it had some on you growing up?
I think trust, that trusting people, that's my biggest thing. Because my father at the time he wasn't there for us, and he would say at times that he would come get us, but he didn't show up.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing that I witnessed as a child. But I have to say, my father, when I was pregnant with my daughter, that when he changed his life, because he said he did not want his grandchildren to be without that grandfather figure when wasn't there as a dad for us. So his grandkids love him. He's been sober for over 20 years.
Come
um,
on, Daddy.
yeah, so he is a totally different person, and this is what I'm going to talk about: forgiveness. I forgave my daddy when I was in my 20s because, of course, you want your dad there. You want to live in a nice house. You want all of this. But I think that's also made me a strong person to go get my own, to go do it. Who knows what my life would have been like if my dad and my mom was together.
Absolutely.
But he wasn't in the picture, so it made me do to go get it. Um, but yeah, so I forgave my daddy in my 20s, and doing that, my daughter and his other grandchildren gets to enjoy that man my brother did not get to have. And he would tell you today that, life is life, and he, was out there, but he thank God that we allowed him to be in our children's lives. And that's one thing about forgiveness, because I think if God can forgive us, and who are we not to forgive people? Who
And
are we?
let's pause right there. And I want you to look at the camera and I want you to talk to that man, that woman who is now going through something with their family. It could be their father, it could be their mother, their siblings, or maybe a close friend. Let's talk about forgiveness right there.
Yeah, forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for, the
I was
forgiveness is not, yeah, am I there? Yeah.
yeah.
Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. And when you don't forgive, you're weighing yourself down. You will age. You will have this inside that is not healing. And when you learn to let it go and give it to God, it's like a big relief. I
Mhm.
remember, and my dad, he didn't know that I had forgave him, but I did it for myself. And whenever I did it, I just felt this relief, you know. Yeah, you don't forget, because, memory is there, but you can forgive and you can move on. And I'm so glad that I have that forgiving heart too. So my daughter can experience her grandfather, and he does for his grandchildren. And he shows up now, because my mom passed when I was 40.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I guess my mom had us for the 41st years. I guess you have us for the 40 beyond years, even though we joke like that.
Right.
But he has stepped up since my child was born. So that's been 21 years now.
I love that. And to think, if you would not have found it in your heart to forgive him, your daughter would have been missing out on her grandfather. She would have been missing out on her cousin. Your father would have been missing out on his granddaughter, and you would have been missing out on a relationship with the relationship that you have with your dad
Yeah.
now. So it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it it encompasses a whole lot, and not to mention, like you
Yeah.
said, on the inside you feel so much better, and you ain't got wrinkles because you're worried about what your dad is doing.
Oh, I'm
You
not going to
look
tell my
good,
age. I
girl.
was down 21, but
You look
but
good,
I'm up
girl.
there. I'm up
Okay,
there. If I
so listen. So we know that life be life. And now, was there ever a moment where you wanted to give up? We're going to be transparent right now. Was there ever a moment when you wanted to give up? And talk to me about a season that almost broke you.
Mm. Well, to give up in a sense of not, I guess
Now, we're not
finishing
talking
my
about,
PhD.
yeah, we're not talking about suicide.
Yes,
We're
yeah,
not talking about, no, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
That like give
just,
up, like, I
yeah,
don't want to do this no more. Like going to school, you're like, okay, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this no more. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just get tired.
yeah, yeah. I know. Working on my thing, working on my PhD degree. If
Uh-huh.
anyone has ever taken it to the next level, they know that doing that dissertation is some
Yeah.
work. And there was moments that I did want to give up. And when I was working on my PhD, that's when my mom passed away.
Oh,
And I
wow.
remember looking at her. Yeah, I remember looking at her. I think I was on it's 5 chapters you have to do. And I was on chapter 2, going into chapter 3. And I told her I was going to take a break. Because I needed to, because I had moved back from the UAE, and I was, helping taking care of her, and I was working on, my dissertation.
Mhm.
And I was like, I can't do all this, I'm trying to take care of her. I need a break. And I did look at her, and I was like, I'm not, and I didn't know she was going to pass away. I already was like, I'm going to just stop the November until, January, just take, semester off and just focus on my mom at that time. And when I had already did the paperwork and I had stopped, and my mom passed during that time that I was taking off, but I looked at her and I said, I'm going to finish this. And I think that motivated me to continue doing it because I had told her that I was going to,
Yeah.
that I
Okay.
was going to do it.
And you did it.
Yes. But yeah.
And you became Dr. Somebody.
Yeah. And I'm glad I did it because, it put me in a different, I could do so much more with my daughter, putting her through college. Even though she has her dad help too. But just to have that degree and just I always want to be a doctor. I always did my handwriting. So that was the season. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's
you
when
had
I
to
wanted
practice
to
like
give up. I know, right?
Beyonce.
but I didn't give up.
You did not give up.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
look at your mama
For
helping
sure.
you accomplish your goals, even in her transition. I love that.
And when people see this, I don't cry. So this is like crazy.
It's not
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm not a cry.
Before we started, what did I say?
Yeah,
What did I say? I
yeah.
said, God knows. God always knows what needs to happen when it needs to happen, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
So
friends gonna
yeah.
say, what? Okay, you got 5 minutes to cry. You got 5 minutes to cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But I
love
think that's also about, being a strong woman.
Uh-huh.
We have that stereotype that black women, we have all these great, we always have to be strong, but we don't always have to be strong. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's
Absolutely.
okay, you
It's,
know.
it's more than okay. And it's more than okay to not be okay. What's not okay
Right.
is when we say we're okay and we're not. Now that's
Yes.
not okay because we're
Yes.
suffering in silence. And
Yes.
how can you get help? Well, you're a counselor, you a author, you a psychologist.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yes.
you a
I am
mom.
here to Yes, I am here to help people. One of my books, I don't know, I guess I can talk about this. Oh, I'm sorry, people. Here's my dog, Azul.
I'm a dog
He
mom, so
wants
I
the
love it.
attention.
We have dog moms on this in this group, so we love dogs. What's your dog's name?
Yes, my Azul.
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 Fancy.
Yeah, it's supposed to say Azul because it's Spanish for blue,
Okay.
and blue is my favorite color.
Oh, I love
So
that. You
that's
got
what.
fancy with it. Come through. Us regular folks. I'm from the country too now because I'm from North Carolina, and I'd have just called him blue.
I know. I know. That was people like the Bluey. I like my dog name is not Bluey. My dog name is Azul.
I love it. I love
But
it.
but
So let's talk
but
about. So
yeah.
what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about your book?
Yes, one is called Making It Through the Hard Time. I did two things growing up in the country. It is so crazy. I think I was always designed to be an educator because I used to put my dolls and I used to teach my dolls in class, have a class. I'm like, I always knew I was going to be a teacher, but I didn't know I was going to be a teacher because I did that growing up. And another thing I did was I always write. I always used to be creative writing. In this book right here, Making It Through the Hard Time, I found old writing that I did, and I made it better. And
That's
this is one, but it's called "Making It Through the Hard Times," and it's for young teens to young adults, and it's about life. And whatever you're going through life, you can make it through the hard. You can make it through the hard times.
I love
And there's a sequence to it. If it ain't one thing, it's another because there's always something happening, always something. So it's a sequence to making it through the hard times. That as well. And then I don't write until the spirit tells me to write.
absolutely.
Even though I may have it in here, but once I sit and I write, it comes out.
Mhm.
Um, So that's my young teen books. And then I always want to do a children book. And I was like, God, I want to do a children book. It never did come to me. And with AI and everything, I was like, Then it finally came to me to do a children bedtime Bible study books. So I
Okay.
have two books, and what I did with these, I went through the Bible, I did the Bible verses, and I put it all together. And then I did use everybody doing ChatGPT, and I designed my stories with it. And one is called Bedtime Story for Forgiveness and Faith.
You
What
went
did it go? Oh,
away.
it's probably not going to do. Yeah, it's not going to do. But it's
Okay.
called Bedtime Story of Forgiveness and Faith, which is about forgiveness from Joseph. And it talked about, the story of Joseph in forgiving and having faith through his journey. And it's a bedtime story. And then it's a Bible bedtime story. And then another one I have is the fruits of the spirits, because, teaching in the education world, our children, they do not have the fruits of the spirit. They don't even know what are the fruits of the
I don't know
spirit.
what they think you talk about apples and oranges. You talk about fruits.
I
Yeah.
know, right? So
They just,
so I have a book. It's short little stories about the different fruits of the spirits: love, kindness, joy, gentleness. That's the book as well. And with that book, I designed, because I'm a teacher, I did an activity book as well to go with the fruits of the spirits, so people can read it to their kids, or the kids can read it, or the grandparents can read it, and they can do the activities with that as well. And then I have a poem book that I also, just my own creative poems, that I have too, that is very about life, about things, not me personally, but just things. Love, God. God is in everything that I do. So whatever book that I do, whatever music that I do, yeah, God is in there. God
okay.
is in there. So yeah. So those are my books. And then, like I said, I have my consulting company where I mentor,
Look
coach.
at you getting ahead of me. I'm gonna even
Oh,
give my mic back. I
of
have
course.
to. Let me tell you something. Okay. I gotta wait till. Look, I told Usher he got to teach me how to do this now. How my camera just come on. I tell now. Let me tell you something. When I had these women of God on my show, every time you never fail. If you watch any episode,
Mm-hmm.
you will see me saying, "Give my mic back." Y'all will take and y'all will just start answering my questions before I can ask them now.
My
Tell
goodness.
your Holy Ghost to hold on. Okay? Your Holy Ghost to sit down somewhere and let me ask the question. Okay. Tell us about KERP Consulting, which was my next question.
Look at this. Yes, K Park Consultants. It is where I mentor, coach. I just did Christian counseling added to the pod as well. But I tutor kids, mentor teachers, those beginning teachers, because we don't have a community of teachers who just starting out in this field. Everybody think it's an easy thing to do, but you do need a mentor. You need a coach to show you the rope of how to be a good teacher out there. So, and then I also, go into schools, and I also, provide different services to help them as well.
Now, what state are you in?
Georgia.
You are here?
Yes. I'm in Atlanta.
You in
Yes.
Atlanta? Girl, we gonna have to do some lunch or something. I didn't know
Yeah.
you was in Atlanta.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I thought you were.
Because I be everywhere. But I'm in
My
Atlanta right now.
God. Okay, so you're in Atlanta.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Noted. Okay. I don't know. You see how I don't be getting in people's business. I no idea. Okay. Let me ask you this. What legacy do you want to leave?
um, for my daughter, a legacy, knowing who Christ is, knowing who Jesus Christ is. I want everything that I have, that I do, people be rooted that God is behind whatever I do in this life.
That's
You
important.
know, um, I know I keep on going back to my mother, but when people die, there's always a coming theme that someone says you are, usually, right? And for my mom, everybody I was like, your mom is so kind. Your mom is loving. So I was like, her spirit was kindness,
Yeah.
you know. And I want my spirit, I hope people see patience. I'm very patient.
Okay.
Patient and love.
To be your teacher and
I
your
know.
counselor and your mentor and all of the things. Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a special grace.
Yes, yes. Patient and love is what I want to be left with people knowing for
Okay.
sure. Did it
Okay.
go?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So we talked about. I told you before. I told you before we got on that I have like at the end because it's like okay, it's thunder in here, but hopefully we're gonna stay where we stand real quick. But
Mhm.
so what I like to do when it's coming close to the end, I like to do a rapid fire round. Okay, and
Okay.
where I will I'm gonna say like a sentence, and you're gonna say one word.
Okay.
Teacher, teacher,
Oh, so
teacher. I need one word.
okay. Teachers are the worst students.
Right, because y'all have a plethora of words in y'all toolbox. I need one word, and you got
One
all
word.
them letters behind your name. So
I mean, yeah.
okay, you ready?
Yes.
Faith is,
Believing.
healing is,
Peace.
motherhood is,
Joyful.
success is,
Uh,
one word,
I know. Success is wonderful.
standing is,
Standing is ah, standing is strong.
see, this is what happened when you have a big vocabulary. I love this for me. I love what
Like,
okay.
that's more than one word.
Right. Grace is,
Sufficient.
yeah. Purpose is,
Powerful.
life is,
Living.
living. Okay, now here's an atmosphere shift. Now I just need for you to finish these sentences. Now you can use more than one word, so you're just gonna finish these sentences, okay? Maybe this will be a little bit better for you, okay? Because baby girl, you stuck. You a lot of people all they got is one word. You were struggling a lot of one word. You was like, nah, I need a whole lot in my mouth. Okay. So, okay, just finish these sentences for me. God taught me.
At my worst.
I forgave.
Myself.
I love that. I released.
I release everything that does not serve my purpose.
I love that. I survived.
I survive anything and everything that has been thrown my way.
I'm becoming.
More of who God has created me to be.
I love that. Okay. Now this is one of the final questions. If someone is watching, okay, now this is when I need for you to put on your coaching, psychologist, psychiatrist, a mentor, woman of God, mama, twin sister, auntie, all them hats you wear. I need for you to put them on. And you're talking to the women and the men out there, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
on this show, we're no respecter of person. So we're talking to
Mm-hmm.
men and women, right?
Mm-hmm.
If someone is watching today and life is absolutely life in them, they feel broken, they feel tired, and they feel disappointed. What would Dr. Kimberly say to them?
I would say If you don't know who God is, get to know who He is. Get to know His words and stand in His words and His presence. Because everything in life is in that book, the Bible. And if you don't know what the Bible is, pick up one and start reading it.
That part. And if you need one, get at me because I get you one.
Yes, because everything in the Bible, we can stand on it, on His word. All the anxiety out here in the world that people are having, all of the hate that we shouldn't have in our hearts, all of the this world. But
Right.
I just don't understand it. Life.
Maliciousness, just all the evil. Yeah. All
Yes, and if you just pick up and the Bible has it all covered. And if people just believe in Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and just know He is real, in this world we are in is only for a short period of time, but eternal life is forever. And that's where it all begins. It doesn't start here. And I know no one's perfect. We all have something. We all have something that we're dealing with. And with Christ, that's one thing about Jesus. He forgive us all. He give us grace. He give us mercy every day. And I'm just thankful that he gives me another day to get it right. Because I may have a lot of things. I have a lot of degrees and stuff, but I'm still learning and growing in Christ every day. This walk, when you think you know something, it's always more to know. When you think you're doing something right, it's always something you can do better.
I,
Um, but yeah, that's what I would leave with everybody. Like whatever journey you're on, find that journey to Christ at the end of the day.
I love that.
And when you have that journey in Christ, your life will become peaceful. You will have more love in your heart. You will be able to forgive people. I think, me personally, because that's how I live every day.
And
That's
it's
how I
true.
try to live every day.
It's true because
Yeah.
if you have Christ in your heart, He will break up the fallow ground of your heart to make you more peaceful, to make you more loving, to make you want to get along with other people. They just got to get
Yeah.
to know Him. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah. And I have to say for myself, I read a Bible. You know how some people can just throw out scriptures and scriptures. That's not me. I just know it's. I just know. I just know. But yeah.
Girl, I'll give you a scripture, but then I look at you. Don't ask me where it comes from because I'm not one of
Yeah.
those. I know the scripture, but I can't tell you. Oh, well, that's Luke. Da, da, da. Now, my favorite scripture, Luke 1:45. Blessed is she that believes. Now, I
Mhm.
know there's certain there's staple
Yeah.
scriptures that you have in your toolbox that you just know and you can bring them out.
Mhm.
But then there's those
Mhm.
other ones that's just in you. I
Yeah.
don't know where they came from, but I know them ever since I was a little girl, and
Yeah.
I know how to bring them up when I need them. Okay,
Yes.
that's when
Yes.
they say you hide the word in your heart because
Yes.
it's so hidden that I don't even know where it came from. But it's there.
But I know it's there, but I
But
know I
I
can
know
find
it's
it when I
there.
need to find it. I'm glad there's somebody out there in the world that thinks like I do. Thank you.
Girl,
Thank
we
you.
ain't the only ones. You watch people in the comments, they're gonna be like, me too, me too. And I got a degree in theological studies, and I'm just being honest, right?
Mhm,
So I
mhm.
mean, it just is what it is. And the way my memory set up, hey, and then if I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, oh, so it's right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
It don't
yeah,
mean I love God any less or I know any less than anybody else. It just means that my memory for holding on to that part, it ain't there, and
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I am too. I am too. But I would guide you to where you need to be to help you get to where you're going.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. Okay, Dr. Kimberly, tell people where they can find you at, baby girl. I love
Oh
it.
well, you can find me at krpconsultants.com. That is my website. That's everything that I have there. My books can also be found on my websites, or you can go to Amazon as well. Um, Yeah, and yeah, or you can just find me on Facebook, Instagram. My Facebook name, I think, is Dr. Kimberly? I don't know. I know you would think I would know.
I think it's Dr. Kimberly Redding slash Richardson slash Redding.
Ready on Facebook? Hold on. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's Instagram is KMR8765. I did that on Instagram, but on Facebook, we just got to put that in the comments because I can't
Put
think.
that in the comments, y'all, because we don't. She's not her own fan, so she don't know her Facebook. It's okay. Okay.
I know it's there.
And it's cool. Okay. Closing question. You have degrees that educated your mind. But what's one experience that educated your heart?
Traveling to be able to meet people of the world. Yeah, like I have friends from all over the world. And if I didn't take that opportunity to travel and to be open to meet different people from different countries, oh my God. Like one of my best friends is Syrian. Another one is from Lebanon. One of my other friends from Afghanistan. Like these are like three of my top friends. You know, I have friends from South Africa. I have friends from Ireland that live in Ireland, and like all over the world. And I stay in communication with them. And just that is my heart to have people, and we all love each other. You know, now some of us we don't believe in the same God, but I'm trying to get them there. But that don't keep me from not loving them and not being their friend. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you gotta get them in some kind of way, so it's okay.
I know. Because they're gonna see this too. They're gonna see this too.
You understand? Hey, and then we're gonna hit them with the okie doke. Come on over to Jesus. Okay.
But it's crazy. They watch me and they know how I move and they know my faith and they know I pray for them with my Jesus in Christ.
And they want you
Lord.
to. They want you. Absolutely. Yeah. They want you to. And guess what? When they need prayer, I bet you be the first one they call. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's good. Thank you so much. That's gonna wrap it up for us. You good? How you feel?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yes. Thank you for having me on here. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed our conversation. I really enjoyed having you. Everybody, this is Dr. Kimberly Richardson-Redding. Dr. Kim. Oh, because she got.
Yes, Dr. Kim.
She got a whole lot going on. And this has been Gigi on the mic. Okay, we will see y'all next time. Bye-bye. Gigi gone.
Bye.
Every conversation has the power to shift the atmosphere. And this is just the beginning. I'm MsGiGi, and I'm on the mic. Thanks for watching.